started, there are some issues that have came up with what we're discussing tonight that are individualized personnel matters, and that need to be discussed in executive session. If I can get a motion in a second.
How do they get to do this? No, you're right. They never do this in any other Quorum Court meeting.
This is public business with public money about the public.
Did you read it too?
Trying to see how this operates, and I already see it's a rigged up deal. I kind of knew that. What the developer do? She was gonna fill in that spot that was vacant. But he needs somebody.
That's your partner. That's your partner. That's your church member partner. He comes to you for
I told him on the phone, I'm plenty mad at him. Like I told him, I ain't wishing nothing bad on him. You didn't want to help, you shouldn't have come in and asked him. Well, I mean, I know Buddy enough to know he'll talk, but I didn't see this coming. And it didn't matter if you got a better person, if you got, at the time, he didn't have nobody. He probably did, that in the store. So
he was fishing like when he came in.
when we decided to look and see, then here you go. And I ain't never been on that, I just see how it's operating. I see how it's operating. He's doing what they want to close the door.
He's, I promise you, when he took from there, said there,
Yeah, he didn't think I'd show up. Should've showed up last time. He knows I'm pissed.
so yes, it is.
I'm gonna tell you what I called some members. Call you back. Only yet. You hear me? Week and 2 weeks, no, ain't no phone wrong. On top of all of
Okay, folks, this is Kenny here at the Lincoln County Quorum Court, where they last meeting replaced the county clerk, and now they're having another closed door special session, which I don't know why they didn't have that meeting before they had this meeting. I don't know if there'd be a FOIA that could be filed where they can get the minutes on what was discussed when they have this backroom deal that they're doing. Not that many people here. Let me turn the camera around. So just a few people here at the moment. Yeah, they're calling it an executive session, but it's basically they're behind closed doors. Thank you, Rebecca. I don't know if any other quorum court that actually does this. Let me see if I can prop this up to where, well, I set up my camcorder so I can get a recording of when this starts. Missing an attachment for, let's see here. If I could just prop this up. Hold this. This isn't quite how this is supposed to be used, but here, I guess I'll put a shot of the crowd here while I wait. See what happens. This thing is too narrow. Okay, folks, as I said before, this executive session that they like to have usually lasts about 20-30 minutes. So right now, the court members sit there. There's one person that did leave an agenda. I don't know if I can see it here. An ordinance to correct the established annual operating budget for the calendar year 2026 of the Circuit Clerk's office. I'll go ahead and read it as best I can. So the annual budget adopted reference. The annual budget for the year 2026 identified as 2026 Lincoln County, Arkansas is hereby adopted. A copy of said budget will be filled in the office of county clerk and shall be available for inspection and copying by any person during normal hours. Non-restricted expenditure categories. The expenditure of funds appropriated by the ordinance shall not be restricted to the top line expenditures codes comparing of the four major categories of expenditures: personal services, supplies, other expenditures. Within the above major categories of the expenditures, except personnel expenditures, shall not exceed the dollar amounts, number of employees, and salary or wage rates specified in the annual budget or an amended thereto. Section 3, no expenditure of appropriated funds shall be made from any fund other than the fund specific in the ordinance of the amendment thereto. Section 4, any transfer of monies between the various funds of the county or between the four major categories of expenditure shall be made only with the prior approval of the Lincoln County Quorum Court, provided, however, all transfers budgeted in for annual budget shall be exempt from the provision of this section. That's a paper they got there. I don't see they have a copy of the agenda for anybody else. Most Quorum Court meetings, they do have an agenda that they print out an agenda for people to follow, but that's not what's happened here. I keep in this location. So that was the Wi-Fi that cut out for just a little bit. If it does it a few more times, I may just take off Wi-Fi. Let me set this down and show some of the crowd here. Okay, sorry about that. The Wi-Fi here keeps cutting out, so I'm going to lower this and just go off of Wi-Fi because it keeps cutting out now. Hold on just a second. Okay, we're back on now. Shouldn't have any more interruptions after that. Their Wi-Fi was cutting in and out, so. Hi. Let me just lay this down here. Yeah, they did the same thing the last executive session, do it personally. The results come from that. Well, another thing is, they should do that beforehand, so it's not to waste people's time. Well, I brought something.
Older you get. I hate to get out of that county. Wherever spot you get one shot.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, I had. Sorry about that. Of course, not much is going on anyway. I don't know if I should wait till it's off of Facebook. Microphone. Yeah, or if I had a directional mic, I could move up power. Yeah, they're not supposed to be able to do that. I've never, like I said, I've never heard of any place ever having an executive session in the middle of the meeting. Well, that's much going on right now. We'll have to wait until Quorum Court actually starts.
You can't stay on.
Folks, again, we're kind of stuck here. The Quorum Court's having their meeting. I don't know who they're actually talking with, or I assume they are talking about what to do regarding the county office. It doesn't appear there will be any public comment allowed at this meeting. I'm not sure how Quorum Courts are able to do that. Unfortunately, I don't believe in the state of Arkansas there is a law stating that if the Quorum Court has a public meeting, that they will allow, that they are required to allow public comment. So that's a closed door stuff. Just the here, I'll put a recap of what's happening while we wait on them. So the Lincoln County Quorum Court county clerk, however, was Stephanie. Oh gosh, now I can't remember her last name. And she resigned. And the Quorum Court had then decided had several different people that they wanted to appoint, but ended up settling with Cindy Glover, who is the circuit clerk. Now there is a discussion on whether or not to have it take at least half of the salary that was meant for the county clerk and use it to pay the circuit clerk, since she's doing both jobs. And there is also some issue regarding keeping some people full-time or part-time. Of course, we don't know all the details because, again, there is no agenda and there is no public comment happening at this meeting. And of course, county clerks are in charge of records and election records, marriage licenses, that sort of thing. They do a lot of the processing of that. Regarding paper ballots, that actually has to be done by the Quorum Court, has to accept paper ballots. Now, the county clerk can have a say in how they're processed, but the ballot system itself has to be done the Quorum would want to do if they wanted to get rid of electronic voting machines like the ones in Venezuela. No, I don't. I'm not with a paper. I'm just a guy. I just I do videography. I've filmed events at the Capitol. I've been all over the state. I filmed up everything.
How
Nope.
you get in Lincoln County?
Oh, I married into it.
Oh, I see.
And then I sell internet. Main job. I just got off work and I got texted about this. I was at the last one when they did the last secret meeting. And then. Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, if they said they should just schedule it for 7, or if however, have this meeting at 5:30, and so when people show up. Yeah. And I don't know. I guess somebody's gonna have to FOIA all the records that they have, or whatever minutes they do back there, the Freedom of Information Act. Because I noticed they don't have any microphones out here. They don't have hardly any microphones except for right there. And then I guess he doesn't need one. So it's obvious they're not going to have any public comment, which from what I understand, happened last time. They just made it, issued an edict, and then that was it. I live stream on a website called Rumble. It's an alternative, kind of like YouTube. It's kind of alternative. I actually am on YouTube as well. Rumble, Rumble. It's I just have a few people, but then sometimes it'll get viral. A bunch of other people will show up.
She's a very tech savvy. She got chat GPT stuff.
Mhm.
She put in chat GPT. She asked chat GPT. I think they're on a first name basis.
They usually go out of business pretty quickly. Well, just look at the regular businesses, how many restaurants, how much it takes just to open up, how long it has, how much money they have to make to be in business, and it just. The steakhouse is supposed to be open at the Village, and I'm like, and then they had some kind of problem with it. And I was like, maybe. Well, I don't know who hands their hands in it. I just know about the steakhouse, and it was supposed to. Who would that be? Okay. Oh, yeah, the hardware store. I did visit there. Nope, I'm gonna get an edict. Okay, folks, looks like they're coming out of their executive meeting. So I guess we'll get,
Payment could be.
okay, let's speak here.
Ordinance 2026-1. Before we get started in the reading, one point of clarification we needed to make. Indeed, the circuit and county clerk, that there was an amount that was designated and increased for dual offices of $2,570. If you are declining or don't want that.
I'm
correct?
fine.
Thank you. All right. Ordinance 2026-1 did enact the Fourth Ward, Lincoln County, Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance entitled, an ordinance to correct the established annual operating budget for the calendar year 2026 of the circuit clerk's office. Be ordained by the Lincoln County Quorum Court, Section 1, annual budget adopted by reference. The annual budget for the calendar year 2026, identified as annual budget, Lincoln County, Arkansas, hereby adopted. A copy of said budget will be filed in the office of the county clerk, and shall be available for inspection and copying by any person during normal business hours. 2, non-restricted expenditures category. Expenditures of funds appropriated by this ordinance shall not be restricted to line expenditure codes comprising 4 major categories: expenses, personnel services, supplies, other services and charges, and capital outlay. Shall be restricted to the office of departmental expenditures within the above major categories of expenditures, except personnel expenditures shall not exceed the dollar amount, number of employees, and salary or wages as specified in the annual budget or amendment thereto. Section 3, expenditures restricted to specified fund. No expenditures of appropriated funds shall be made from any fund other than that fund specified in the ordinance or amendment thereto. Section 4, transfers. Any transfers of money between various funds of the county or between the 4 major categories of expenditures shall be made only with prior approval of Lincoln County Quorum Court. Provided, however, all transfers budgeted for in the annual budget shall be exempt from the provision of this section. Section 5, maximum appropriated amount. Section A, general fund, office of the county clerk, $195,904.70. Office of the circuit clerk, $175,804.20, for a total of $371,708.92. Section 6, severability. Any provision of this ordinance or application thereof to any person or circumstances that was invalid, such invalidity shall not affect other provisions of this application or ordinances which can be in effect without the invalid provisions or applications, and to that end, the provisions of this ordinance are declared separate. Section 7, effective date of ordinance. The provisions of this ordinance shall be effective January 5th, 2026, upon passage of at least 2/3 of the entire membership of Lincoln County Quorum Court and approved Lincoln County Judge, dated this date of January 2025. And just as a point for update, there are budgetary pages attached there too. Those are incorporated by reference, specifically on the personnel services schedules and salaries page. Ms. Cindy declined the 2570, so that is marked off. Also, the amount for the deputy clerk will be changed to $34,149.88.
Make a motion to accept this order. Second. Roll call, please.
Jeff Button,
Yes.
Corey Dowd,
Yes.
Brad Henry. Jeff Brazil,
Yes.
Bruce Lee,
No.
Edwin Branson,
Yes.
Philip Thomas,
Yes.
Bill Dowdy,
Yes.
Jackson Gaskell.
Correction will be made on this. Correction will be made before I sign this. All right, anything else? In my opinion, when we have a person of the county, don't speak, meeting, I think it would be good for everybody for us to have a conversation. So when that person comes
when the person goes to talk, we don't get derailed or pulled in different directions. I feel like sometimes that can happen, listen to email, everything. So they can ask on dog and give us a reason on what they want. I'm going to continue on that.
Okay, folks, well, very short, quick to the point, and that's it. The meeting has quickly adjourned. I don't recall asking anybody for interviews or not. Looks like they're gonna have it appears that and I'm not entirely sure what all happened regarding any specific, I didn't hear the names of any specific employees, what's gonna be done with them. It doesn't appear that she accepted the salary increase. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the salary that was meant for the county clerk. And I guess there'll be a lot of sidebar discussions about what really happens. But that's about it. Nothing significant. I guess I think I'll just pause this and then probably just call it a day. I don't think there'll be any more updates about what's going on. I don't see anybody willing to come up and ask me and give any specific information. Of course, you can follow me at Just the Right Angle, where I give updates on things like this. This was very last minute, but I was able to get here and at least record a little bit what happened regarding them going in the private section room. So I think that's about it on the agenda. I'll turn off. Again, like, share, and comment. Set up a Rumble account so that you can comment. Also help get views on this channel. Other than that, if you all know anybody, if you have anything else you'd like to add to what's going on here, but again, a county clerk has been replaced. Several people have been looking around to find someone. They found someone in Cindy Glover, and now apparently there is some issue regarding pay. I'm not sure if they're going to be either special meetings or if the public will have a say when there is when they finally decide to put any discussion before the public. I have no idea. So that's it. I'm going to upload some video via my laptop and that'll have slightly better audio than what I have. I missed some part of it with the camcorder, but I got most of it. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Find a way to get involved. Find out what's going on. If you have meetings like this that go on in your neck of the woods or candidate forums, let me know. I'll try to either attend them or share them.